Hey guys, welcome to the studio, welcome to the vlog. Today a video about a topic that I tried to avoid and not do, but I'm so frustrated I have to share this with you, and it's all about my frustration with the MacBook Pros. It's just so annoying.
My secrets, too dangerous to give away. In my mind they'll stay.
So first of all, I want to say I'm one of the biggest Apple fans on this planet. I love their products, and without them I wouldn't be where I am. I make all of my music with it, all of my videos with it, and it's usually better than most other products. Like this, for example, is my very first Mac. Got it when I was 13. Then I upgraded to this huge MacBook Pro, which I still think is one of the best computers, the old cheese grade. It lasted me 6 or 7 years, and it never struggled. It's still fast. I only had to replace it because the Mac OS, the newest one, didn't run on it anymore, and I needed to stay on top for my clients back then, doing ghost music productions for them. I just needed a new machine, but it's still running. I still have all of my old projects on there, and it's just a great computer. And then I had a couple of these MacBooks for DJing, the white ones. They're trash, to be honest, but back then the best you could get. Oh man, this one right here is my absolute favorite. That's my baby. That's the computer that I've been using up until the end of 2018. It's, I think, a 2013 MacBook. It's amazing. You have all of the ports, all of the connections. The MagSafe is still there, and it was just blazing fast. I could do anything with it. 4K video, and also doing all of my music, no problem. Yes, sometimes rendering, it overheated a little depending on the temperature, but it was good. It lasted me a good bit, and I switched for one reason. I'm doing these videos every single day, sharing my life as a DJ and producer, like all of the bits and pieces, how hard it is, and also like touring and all this kind of stuff. So when you edit a video every single day, every minute counts. So if you can buy a new computer that saves you like 10 minutes every day, this adds up over the entire year, and you basically pay with the time you saved the new MacBook. So I got this one right here. It's the 2018 MacBook Pro. It's beautiful, it's thin. I don't really agree with Apple removing all of the ports on a Pro machine. It's now just USB-C. But okay, that's maybe the future, so I switched everything to USB-C. It's working, but there's like one huge big downside that makes this really not usable for me anymore. Can you hear this? I just opened it. I just opened it and opened Final Cut. I didn't do anything, no exporting, and the fans are up. And it's cold. It's like almost winter in Germany. It's freezing. Like I'm wearing a hoodie. The heat is not on. It's cold, and it's like getting to a point where it's getting warmer and warmer internally, and it then starts thermal throttling, and once it throttles, it makes your MacBook so slow. It goes down to like less than half of the performance. I'd say like a quarter to 1/8 of the performance, which makes it unusable. Like with 1/8, there's no way to play anything in Logic. Just if I now hit play on a song, yeah, just opening the mixer, it stops. And I set the buffer size accordingly. It doesn't help. It's just annoying. That's not the Pro machine at all. The MacBook isn't Pro. It's just not. And I know a lot of people will now tell me, as always, to get a Windows. That's not an option because I'm using Final Cut and I'm using Logic Pro. And like switching from Final Cut is an option because I'm just editing simple YouTube videos. But switching Logic is like, there is no way, because like I make music in like on a pretty high level, I think, and like just switching things will like throw me back at least a year to get up to that point again where I know everything and can work fast. And all of my old productions, there's just no point in discussing this. I have to stay with Mac, I have to stay with Logic, there is no way around it. And the other half of people usually tell me to get a desktop computer, which would solve the thermal whatever. It would solve the overheating issue. But that's also unfortunately no option for me, because whenever I travel, I'm on tour, I go to a convention or ADE or Ultra or whatever, I need a mobile unit to edit the videos at night. But I think I might have actually a solution, and the solution is pretty simple and looks like this. This right here is an iPad, and this one right here is like an old iPad, and it's heavily damaged. It's my dad's iPad. I got it now for 2 weeks, and I will try replacing my main computer with an iPad for everything that is business stuff, emails, browsing, doing research, and also editing videos. Because there is an app called LumaFusion, which is pretty much a copy of Final Cut. It's a little simpler, of course, but it's faster. There is no overheating. I can edit in 4K, which is impossible with this machine. I can export in 4K, and it doesn't throttle at all. It doesn't slow down. And this right here is the old iPad. I tested it already on a video, and it works pretty well. I just have to get used to the slightly different workflow. But I think this is something I could pull off. I only have to take this with me when traveling. And if this test works, I will actually get the newest iPad, which is by the benchmarks as fast, almost as fast as this machine. And since it doesn't thermal throttle, practically it will be a lot faster and not slow me down. Because whenever I edit a video here or make music, I have to stop and wait for it to cool down and then work again, which is really ridiculous for something that calls itself a pro machine and costs that much money. And what's actually funny, I tested it against my like 5-6 years old MacBook, and like once they get up to heat, they perform equally. Like when this one is cool, it works a lot faster, but once it's warm, they're basically the same. So I spent a lot of money to basically get the same, just in slimmer. And I think the part that it's slimmer makes the throttling so annoying. So I will keep you updated on the iPad process. There's of course no way I will be able to make music with this. So the plan is leaving the Mac here in the studio for music production. And eventually, once it gets a little older and even slower, I will replace it with a desktop computer here for the studio. And the iPad, if possible, again, I still need to test it, but I'm very confident with the newest update that gives you a file system and like real browsing, that this could be my daily driver, the thing that I always have with me. I can edit everywhere the videos. Maybe I will even get the 4G version so that I always have access to the internet, which the MacBook doesn't even let you do. It's way lighter. And it's way less expensive, so I could replace them even faster, or if it gets stolen or something happens to it, it's not such a big deal as losing this one. So this video was actually already edited with the iPad. I hope there's not such a big difference. I might still have to optimize it a little and like get used to the workflow, but I'll keep you updated. I'll definitely keep you updated if that's something that is worth considering. And I will also try maybe once getting a DAW for the iPad, and actually instead of using Logic and all of the outboard equipment, to actually try and make a full song that is good enough to be released just only on the iPad. I think that's the future. That's really interesting. So stay tuned for the update on this little iPad only test.
My secret's too dangerous to give.